Hey guys, what's up? Now we're gonna hear back in another video. So today we're gonna be going over DIO and his new move. In the update, he actually got a new move, so I will be going over what that move does, how to combo with it, and in the 1v1s, I will be showing the video pre-update and post-update for the last two videos will be post. So yeah, if you do enjoy, make sure you like, subscribe, and hit the bell to see more content like this. And without further ado, let's get right into the video. Okay, so this is gonna be a pretty short showcase of DIO's move, Time Breakers. So essentially, here's the move. It's a teleporting guard break. Does that? I'm not particularly sure to counterplay for that move. Maybe dash backwards. I don't know. It seems very interesting. I haven't used it yet. So yeah. Okay, so the combo I came up with Time Breaker is pretty weird. So there's a couple things that happen. I think if you dash backwards, you can avoid it, but essentially it just follows from a basic Muda barrage, and it has two outcomes. If your opponent immediately blocks, then, well, they get guard broken. If they don't block or try to mash, then, well, they just get knocked back, and if they do nothing, well, they get knocked back either way. So let's just see what the move looks like. So let's see what it does on an attack dummy. Now they can't really do much there since you're supposed to dash Time Breaker there, and essentially they can't really do much, and that's what their HP will look like. And it has super armor too, because I went like red instead of knock back or the move cancelings. Yeah. Okay, now when they're not blocking, something like this, or when they are blocking. Like that. I haven't done 4 M1s, I just do 3 into that, but that's what their HP would look like if you catch them blocking after you've hit them with the Muda barrage. Okay. Last thing last, my advice for using DIO. I don't think I include this in the video, but I have some new advice for DIO. So be very, very cautious when using time stop because it's so punishable. Like literally. Well, if he actually moved while he attacked me, and then he would have knocked me out of it. But the range is terrible, as you can see, like non-existent range. The freaking get hit by like 12 damage or 9 damage, and then you get knocked out of it. Like, move is not that reliable, so be careful with using it. Make sure you're just using it to punish, like, and I don't even say that. Use it to punish with barrages, and I don't even know. Just be very cautious because you can't be too close or too far. Journal's tree, you can punish time stop with it and he will still take the full damage, so keep that in mind. And Time Breaker, just use it as another pressuring tool. Like, you can use knives as like a get off me move. You use your M1s, and if they keep blocking, well, then they're just gonna get hit with Time Breaker. Stop blocking. So, yeah. Without any further ado, let's get right into the fights. The fights will show. The first fight will be me using update DIO, and then the other fights will be me using the current version of DIO. I don't remember too much about this match as it was a while ago, but I do remember that, well, I don't remember too much besides that this was just pre-buff Polnareff and pre-buff DIO. I personally think Polnareff got a buff, but you can use your own discretion in what you think was buffed. It's kind of laggy for some reason, but So I'm going for grabs with Vampire Grab, just trying to get in close to get that off. Kind of using it as like a second barrage, really. This was before Polnareff. This was before Polnareff was fixed. So his 2 is super punishable. So anytime he does a 2, I can punish it quite easily. And also his barrage, you were able to walk into it and just get out of it. I don't remember precisely if you are able to still do that, but something I do like to do, as you just saw, people think they're invincible after you do time stop. Well, here's a couple tricks. One, you can spam infinite knives. So if you exit your time stop, you can just spam knives as much as you want. Go ahead, go crazy. And also, you trying to back up and get the range, like around the correct amount of range that you need to approach your opponent with a stand leap, so that when you land on them, they'll be like, oh, dang, you caught me, and they kind of have to take it. Like, gotta love time stop. I thought that was actually a very decent time to use it, but what can you do? I try to walk into it and it works, and just M1. Just M1 inside his freaking... Just M1 inside of his barrage, and you'll be safe. I could have punished that, but I was cautious. What? I think I was still new to the character, so there's not much for me to talk about here. I personally think that Vampire Grab was like just a useless move. I don't even really like Time Breaker or whatever. I prefer if they had like a move of him using the stop sign as the guard break. Like maybe he lunges forward and like hits them with the stop sign, and you can try to PB it or just dodge it out of the way. But I would have liked that idea a lot more. I'm surprised I got that off. So, got that. It's a decent damage. And I awaken. And another tip, you can literally just, for some reason, that was annoying. You can literally just, for some reason, time stop while someone's awakening, and then you can attack them while they're in their animation. I think that's very stupid, but D thinks that's fine, it's cool, whatever. Or the GOAT, he's like, yeah, I'm gonna leave that in the game. If you awaken before someone time stops, then you're not smart. I'm like, that's kind of stupid. You shouldn't have that in the game in the first place. I shouldn't have to wait for a time stop before I'm able to awaken, especially considering the fact that only Giorno and DIO get heals in awakening, so it's kind of dumb. And he got a little cocky, so I was able to get a bunch of damage off, get my awakening again, and I'm basically full HP, so essentially nothing happened. I'm trying to bait out his moves because it's kind of hard for me to get in close. I feel like a big problem with DIO is trying to get in close. I did catch him there, and Vampire Grab did his work right there. I blocked the, what you call it, that move is so garbage. Get in close with end life drain. Make sure you're in, not in your standing M1 damage. Make sure you're the player, like DIO himself is in M1, is in attack distance. I'm so surprised I caught him there. But I just want to get rid of his awakening now. Just kill him. Because he can one-shot me and I'm just trying to be cautious. Okay. I probably should have done it a while ago and saved HP, but it's fine. I'm getting in close. got him with the grab, got him with the knives, and then I got him with the life drain, got the M1s in, and that does a lot of damage. So you would be surprised how much damage it does, and that takes the match. Didn't have much commentary there. Okay, going into the first match, it is a DIO match, and for the opening play, I decided to use time stop, which is interesting, but it's a play. Don't know why I did that. See, my advice is iffy for the backing up, because sometimes the hitbox is just unavoidable. I really don't understand what they were doing with the teleport garbage. I think it should be not that move at all, because it's a little too annoying and hard to avoid, especially for the fact that it does 15 damage. The hitbox is wonky, and it's a guard break. It's a teleporting guard break. Like, I think it's a little bit ridiculous. So yeah, I'm just trying to catch him. I don't know. I think he had a really high ping, this DIO, because he was playing quite interesting. And he caught me with Zawada here, which really was like, this man's ping must be through the roof. I am nowhere. Like, what is he even hitting on my screen? So yeah, I think his data is weird there. I caught him with the 2, quick 15 damage. Like, the move is really good for catching people off guard. And I'm checking my lag to see, or my FPS, to make sure that I'm not the one lagging. It's definitely not me. I'm at like almost 60 FPS, so I'm just trying to get an M1 in. Try to catch him with knives. I have really bad aim when it comes to knives. I won't be the first to admit that. My tip when fighting other DLs, by the way, or my tip in general for fighting DLs, when they go for time stop, use your guard break. It just knocks them out of it. Or use that if you have like a Pulner, if like a 12 damage dealing move, or like Aura Smash, or something that does quick damage, a lot of damage quick. Use that move against DL, and he'll just get smacked. And on the on whiff of a move, you should be using your guard break, or you should be trying to dash. I don't really. You can try blocking, but sometimes people do guard breaks immediately after that. So you need to, if someone's blocking your dodge or whatever, then you need to, or blocking your barrage, get out of there, because you'll get punished heavy. So yeah, I caught his barrage there. Like I said, on end lag, a whiff of a barrage, or like an animation, something like that. I caught him there finally with my 2. He couldn't do much there. I'm not particularly sure what his FPS is or where he is. He must be in Oceania or something, because I don't know what his connection is. Sorry if my commentary is a bit low, but I'm quite tired. And there's what you should never do. You should never barrage a time-stopping DIO, because you are likely never going to be able to do enough damage to stop them. At best, if they start doing time stop, your number 1 movement should be backing away. But if you're really close, then you need to use a heavy. And if you're not close at all, then, well, I would just say, if you're not close, back away. If you are close, then you use a heavy. If you don't have a heavy, then try to back away also. Don't just try to go for M1s or barrage, because that's kind of a waste of a move, and you're just gonna end up just not getting anything out of it. Keep in mind the hitbox is very forgiving and not that high. I walk into his barrage because he's kind of stupid, but I did my barrage a little too early, so didn't really get to punish him there. I tried the knives, but it has too much end lag after M1. Well, not even after M1, it just has way too much end lag, so you can't do much. Let's see. I get caught with knives there. I do that a lot. I'm gonna go on a tangent. You can pay attention to the match, but not much commentary here. I kind of just punish him because he's not that good of a player. But I personally don't really like DIO. I feel like his guard break is annoying to try to get off. I don't like stand jump at all. I don't like facing Jotaros, and that's all I was seeing in ranked matches. And I couldn't even use it for showcases. Literally, it would just be I use my time stop, and then they would just bypass it. It's not as bad now because you can actually like use a guard break, and because before if you didn't have, since you only had time stop as your block bypass move, literally Jotaros would just be like, oh, you time stop me, okay, I'm gonna just time stop movement immediately and get out of there. And in some cases, if they don't time stop movement fast enough, you can get a barrage in, and then it would stun them, and then you could do what you needed to do. But in most cases, they would just time stop movement immediately. So you would have no guard break, nothing to punish them. It was ridiculous. I don't know what they were thinking with that. And his Knife Fury, I just don't like it. It's in base. I feel like I would like it more if all connected on a block, it would guard break. That's only the case for Awakening. I feel like that should be the case for base as well, because really, it's just I don't like it. It personally, the move just I don't have a lot of success with it. So that's a skill issue. But a lot of people have success with it against me. That's just a personal thing. Um, and its time stop, I've said my issues with it several times. For starters, it's too easy to knock you out of it. In Awakening, if someone hits you, then it knocks you 10 million miles away. What else? What else do I don't like about it? The range is too small, and a lot of the times, when you use knives, they kind of get smacked out of the way of the knives. So it's just the move just doesn't work how I want it to. Oh, I do want to point out that I was able to PB the Road Roller there. So if you see a DIO about to Road Roller or you expect it, then try to block it immediately as it hits you, and then you'll be able to perfect block them. But they don't have a lot of end lag on it, so yeah. And that's the end of that match. So moving on to the final third one. All right, first match is me fighting a Doppio. I think I like Doppio's buffs more. I feel like people give Doppio not enough credit for his buff. They're like, what? The buffs aren't even that great. You can really, like the combo I was talking about in the video where I was showcasing Doppio and DIO. That combo became true essentially after the buffs, and I really like that. Not even true. It became like something that you can do 4 M1s into it. So it's like 12, 24, and then you can do impale, slam. Well, not impale. You can do slam. What's it called? You can do your guard break and your slam, which is like 50 plus damage quite easily. So I really like that. And you notice I caught the roll with the knives, so that's really great. And I caught him with the 2 there because he was trying to rush me down, and he got me with the counter. I think his counter is very good. I like Doppio. I feel like they did a decent job with making him. Personally, I don't like using him. I don't have a lot of fun playing him because I don't have a lot of success as him. But maybe when I'm recording the post buffs video, then I will maybe have a new enjoyment for him, because I liked Doppio before, and then they nerfed him a lot, or his Awakening more specifically with the impale not being true, and yeah. Now this guy, he's pretty slick. I'll give him that. If he was as slick as he wasn't as good as the game, then he probably would have beat me. Like most of the time, players who are like really slick or try to do tricky tactics really aren't that good at the game. They kind of just rely on those to win. But as you see, I did catch him with a counter. Really good. Giorno's tree, Doppio's counter, very good moves just to use time stop on. His evasive, you can try to, if you do it immediately, they'll knock you back, but it doesn't knock you enough so that he can get out of it. And since he has a little bit of end lag on it, he's just going to be there to take the time stop. So you will be great. This guy does go for frog quite often, but yeah. And then he goes for frog right in my face. I did catch him with the knives and ones. And then he caught me with not caught me with that, but he did that. I waited a second, and then I used time stop, couple M1s, knives, couple M1s, and then I go for a barrage, I think. Oh no, I don't. And then I counter with the 2. I'm basically trying to get as much damage as possible. And then look at that! I was so happy that I was able to get that off. I was surprised he got that off. But if you stand leap, like basically the move works like this. It teleports you to that position, but if you're in the middle of an animation for a move, it will continue that animation. So if you're doing a barrage, well then you continue doing a barrage. If you're doing stand leap, well then the animation for stand leap will continue after you've been teleported back to that location. So really the counterplay to being teleported by Doppio is to make sure that you are using a move when you expect to teleport. It's impossible to guess when a Doppio is going to do it. I mean, not impossible, but there's no way to know specifically when a Doppio is going to do it, because if you try to do it at the same time, you're just going to get hit by M1s. But he somehow avoided that, but you can try. You can try your hardest. I did catch him with something there. He caught me with an M1 slam, which sucks. Lost all my awakening, but I still have 3 lives to his like 2 or 1. I think it's 2. Pretty sure it's 2. Yeah. I would say Dio is decent. I would say he's better than characters like Avdol, better than Jonathan. Yeah, better than Jonathan, better than Fugo. But I would say Giorno, definitely Jotaro. Jotaro, hard counters this man. Jotaro, Bruno, Giorno, even I almost want to say Koichi. I feel like Koichi has a lot of potential that just hasn't been shown because the people who play Koichi typically suck. Joseph, all of those characters, they're kind of better than Dio. Now, Fugo, Jonathan, and like Avdol, those guys, he's better than like the low tier characters, quote unquote, for 1v1s. But I still think that Dio, he can put in work. He can put in more work than them, but he'll still struggle against the higher tier characters. And right here, I do want to get into a little discussion. You do not need to run as Doppio. You do not need to run and play like a baby as Doppio, because that's not going to get you anywhere. That's not going to make you better at the character. That's not even going to really get you wins like that. It's just kind of like a garbage strategy for bad players that just delays the match for everyone and it makes it longer. It's kind of... It's unnecessary. And it just makes the match unenjoyable for both you and the player. Just fight. I tried a time stop here, but it's on cooldown. Oh, I still got it off. No, he did it immediately. Oh wait, no he didn't. I kind of messed up there because I was typing a message. And I was like, you know what, Bet, if you're gonna run, then I'm gonna run too. So you'll see me just literally run for this man's entire awakening, because it's annoying. It's very annoying to have to fight someone who likes to run, who runs so much for the entirety of the match, and then you're constantly going after them. So my best advice, if you're facing a running player, then give them a taste of their medicine. Run away from them. I'm a little bit toxic here, but if you're gonna run, I'm gonna run too. I don't remember precisely if this man DCs or not. I don't think he does, but if you're gonna run, then I will do the exact same. Trust and believe. Caught me with the impale there, but I just continue to run. Like, I don't have to stay here, dude. And then I kind of just walk out of there, and I dip. I'm gonna continue running. And then I caught him with the M1s, caught him with the counter, and since you cannot time erasure or whatever in the middle of a combo, that's death. Well, that's not death yet, but he's basically as good as dead. He's like no HP. And with that, that's the end of this video. The next video will be me using Doppio, and then after that, I will probably be doing Jotaro or Koichi. If you did enjoy, make sure you like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more content like this. And without any further ado, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.